Hey, what's up, guys? This is a video on, you know, I wanted to make a video, a debating video where, um, I can interact with you guys a bit. Where I think, you know, this video, I've always had this idea behind my head, yeah, always in the back of my head that what would happen if Tekken was to get a reboot, and yeah, so we're going to discuss that, right now because I think because there's rumors going on right now that Tekken 7 might be the last Tekken game in the series. I don't know if that's true, and it's not. I'm not 100% sure. But if it was to get a reboot, guys, let's talk about it. Well, I'm gonna. I've made a list of martial artists, legends that I think would be good if Tekken was to get a reboot. Obviously, they wouldn't call it Tekken, but one it'll be a game. It will be a game using Tekken mechanics, but instead of Tekken characters, it would actually have real life martial artists. Um, yeah, real life legends, as if you want to put it a different way. So I made a list on martial artists, and some of these are actually actors as well, both that I think could replace you know Tekken characters. Now, I know not every single Tekken character is based on a martial art. It's actually based on. So let me start again, guys. Not every single character from Tekken is based off a martial artist. There's just quite a few of them that are. And during this video, I will refer to their Tekken counterpart. That's in speech marks, guys. Tekken counterpart. Okay, so let's get to it. So number one, Bruce Lee. I don't need to say more than that. Bruce Lee would replace Marshall and Forrest Law. Yeah, and Bruce Lee, you can't have a fighting game without having a Bruce Lee in it or a Bruce Lee based character. It's just crazy. You can't. Okay, because Bruce Lee he's a legend. He's one of my favorite. He's one of my inspirations. And Bruce Lee is the guy or one of the main people. I think he's the guy, the man that actually revolutionized. Kung Fu. He made martial art. Mainstream. Before him, there were, martial art was a very sacred thing for like the Chinese and Hong Kong and stuff around the region. But Bruce Lee actually fought for the right for it to be mainstream and just put out there. And you can't have a fighting game without having Bruce Lee in it or a Bruce Lee based character. It's crazy. So yeah, Bruce Lee. Next will be Jackie Chan. Now Jackie Chan's counterpart in Tekken is Lei. Yeah, Lei's based off of Jackie Chan. So yeah, Jackie Chan is another great guy, great actor. He's a humble guy, funny as hell in most of his movies. He does most of his stunts. He does a lot of his stunts in his movies. Everyone loves Jackie. Who doesn't love Jackie Chan? Yeah, you've got to have Jackie Chan in a fighting game like this, man. Yeah. You know. Yeah. Next would be Jet Li. Jet Li. Now, Jet Li's counterpart, I believe, in Tekken is Feng Wei. Feng from yeah. Jet Li's You know. I like a few of Jet Li's films, but for me, Jet Li. Some of his movies are great, and some of them are like okay. Like especially the ones where he stays in the air for long. But obviously, we're not talking about that. I think Jet Li's a great guy. I think he should be in a game like this. Jet Li, you call it yeah. He has to be in it. Next will be Jason Statham. You know, Jason Statham is a great martial artist. Again, he does most of his stunts in his movies. You know, um, yeah. You know him from the Transporter, and he's been in quite a few good movies too. You know, uh, you know, Jason Statham. You know, put Jason in the fighting game. Put Jason in the fighting game. I don't think Jason has a counterpart in Tekken. I couldn't find one. But anyway, yeah, put him in there anyway. Next would be Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes' counterpart would be Blade. Now, Namco have said that Blade. Did I say Blade? My bad. That's his iconic character. Sorry, I meant Raven. Wesley Snipes' counterpart is Raven, who is not based on Blade, but well, he's not intentionally based on Blade, but we as Tekken fans just see it that way. I'm sure I'm not the only one that sees it, and I'm sure a lot of you guys, see the similarities. But Namco have said that it wasn't intentional. They did not mean to base Raven on Blade. But like I said, us Tekken fans just see it that way. Next would be Chuck Norris. Yeah, Chuck Norris. I'm sorry, did someone get hurt? I'm sorry, that was kind of cheesy, but everyone Chuck Norris. Whoa, Chuck Norris. What? Huh? Sorry guys, I'm just trying to be funny, but it's probably not working. But I will continue. Chuck Norris, yeah, Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris is another legend. I think he should be in a game like this. Obviously, most of these characters, most of these guys, some of them might be quite old. Just have them in their prime time. Apart from maybe one of them, and I talked to you guys about it. Prime time, I mean like when they were when we knew them, if that makes sense. Like you're not gonna have someone like Jackie Chan. Put Jackie Chan in the game when he was like when he was during his Rush Hour days, Rush Hour 2 days, Rush Hour 1, in his 90s form, put it like that. Put Wesley Snipes when in his not as he is now, but back when he was, playing Blade for the first time, or Blade 2, in the prime time. Put Bruce Lee. I know Bruce Lee's no longer with us, but obviously put Bruce Lee in his prime time, 30, 31. I know he died at 32, but put him, if you're gonna put Bruce Lee, put it around that time, if that makes sense, guys. Anyway, moving on. Next would be Tony Jaa. Tony Jaa is another great martial artist. He's played in great films such as The Protector or Warrior King. The Protector, aka Warrior King. On Back, On Back 2, On Back 3, and upcoming Fast and Furious 7. Are you guys hyped up for that? Yeah, so he's a great guy. He does most of his stunts. He's mastered more than one martial art. He's mastered Muay Thai, kickboxing. Jackie Chan has mastered way more than 2 martial artists. Jackie has to be in there. Tony Jaa has to be in there. Next would be Jean-Claude Van Damme. He's been in a couple of great movies such as Time Cop, Universal Soldiers, Kickboxer, and Bloodsport, just to name a few. He's a great actor, and he also does most of his stunts, and he's also an inspiration to myself because as an actor and a martial artist, but but that's for another time, like I said. So I think he should be in it, definitely, and they should definitely give him his 360 kick in the game. They should put that in there without a doubt, and also maybe have him doing the splits as a winning pose. It'll be fun. John. All right. So next we get onto the Mishimas. So Hiroyuki Sanada, I thought could play Kazuya. Now this guy, the recent movie that I saw of his was the Wolverine, where he actually plays one of the villains. He's got that iconic villainous look on him, on the character, and I think that he could look like a good Kazuya. He can make a good Kazuya replacement. So I think he should be in it. He's also a martial artist himself. He should definitely be in it. Next would be John Fu, who should replace Jin. Now, before you guys start hating me, John Fu played in Tekken movie, and like I said, before you guys start going, whoa, relax, let me explain. I'm not a fan of the Tekken movie. Yeah, guys, but I thought the story was rubbish. I thought that they had a tight budget, and you know, they could have done a bit more than what they did. You know, if the story was good, if at least reflected back to the game, it would have been fun. But some of the characters' relations was just wrong. Like, you know, like Christy doesn't know Eddie, you know, things like that. And some of the but give credit where it's due. Some of the characters some of the people that play the characters, you know, they really hit the nail on the head right there. Some of them, and I'll get to them. I thought Johnny Fu made a decent gin. I think he made an occasion. He also studies martial arts, so why not? Next would be Kerry Hiroyuki Tagawa, and who he is. He also played in the Tekken movie, and he was a Heihachi. Again, that was another good casting. I thought he made a good Heihachi. He's also played in like Mortal Kombat, and he as Chang Soon, and you know, I think he mainly plays villains in his movies, and I think he would you know, have him in there. Why not? He made a great Heihachi, you know. There you go. Next would be Yip Man, Bruce Lee's master. You've got to have Yip Man in there. You can't leave him out, you know. Wing Chun, anyone? Have him in there, man. Yeah, but obviously have him when he's. I was hoping he would replace Wang. I'm not sure if you guys would agree, but I was hoping he would replace Wang. I know that they don't really have the same fighting style, but you know, Ip Man was, you know, have him in his old age to show him that he's wise and whatnot, just like Wang is in Tekken. So and I know they don't have the same fighting style, but I was just trying to, you know, link them in a way. Next would be Lateef Crowder. If you guys don't know him, he's the guy that played Eddie in the Tekken movie. Again, that was another great casting. I thought, yep, that's definitely Eddie. I think the casting right. You know, the guy is a capoeira profession. He's a great capoeira martial artist. You know, so I thought that his character was bang on in the film without a doubt. You know, and he does his own stunts. He's also playing Tony Jai in The Protector. So yeah, have him in there. Next would be Gina Carano. Gina Carano, her recent movie that I've seen is Fast and Furious 6, and she's a badass in that. And yeah, there are a few females in this guy, so I'm just letting you know I'm not being sexist. Obviously, we need all the females, man. It's not just boys that are. Girls can be badasses too, okay? So girls are strong too, man. Some girls will kick your asses, and you guys know it. Anyway, yeah, Gina Carano, I think she's a mixed martial artist, I believe, and she, you know, yeah, she's you know, yeah, I think she deserves to be in there. Next would be Sammo Hung, who is also good friends with Jackie Chan, and you might know him from you know, martial law. I used to watch martial law when I was when I was growing up back in the day. You know, around early 2000s to mid 2000s. We used to show on Saturdays, and I used to watch it, and that's how I actually knew him. And I saw some of his movies. You know, I was hoping he could replace Don Ryu. You know, they both got the similar body types, and he also plays in Yip Man too, along with Donnie Yen. And next would be Olivia Wilde. Olivia Wilde could Olivia Wilde. If you guys don't know who she is, look up on Google. I'm not gonna say no more about her. Moving on, just type on Google Olivia Wilde, and you guys will know why I picked her. I was hoping she could replace Anna. That's it. I'm not saying any more on the next. Uma Thurman. Yeah, Uma Thurman is actually a martial artist as well. So Uma Thurman, yeah. I was hoping she could replace Nina. Micheal Jai White. If you guys don't know who Micheal Jai White is, you know, check out some of his movies. He's been in quite a few good ones. Blood and Bone, Undisputed 2, and Never Back Down 2, just to name a few. And I think he deserves a place in a game like this. Yeah, yeah, I think he should be in there. without a doubt. Alright, so next is Robin Shu. You guys may know him from the Mortal Kombat movie. You know, it's one of those movies that if you don't take it too seriously, then you might enjoy it. I know I did. It doesn't give the game justice, but you know, you just see it for what it is. So okay, I've got quite a few more people to get through, guys. So I'm just gonna whiz through them quickly, so this video isn't super long. So the next would be Brenda Song, and she's known for playing in the Sweet Life of Zack and Cody as London. And guys, look at her, and tell me she wouldn't make a good Chow Yun. If Tekken movie was to get a reboot, I think she should definitely play it. End of. Perfect casting. Anyway, next is Z Zhang, and she plays in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and also Rush Hour 2 and House of Flying Daggers. And I was hoping she could replace Asuka. I know the age difference is a bit big, you know. I think she's like nearly 40 and Asuka's like not even 20 yet in the Tekken series. But you guys did that know. But it's not Tekken; it's a Tekken reboot. Next is Stephen Chow, and he's known for Kung Fu Hustle and Shaolin Soccer. Those are the two main movies that I've seen of his. He's played in other ones, and he's a great comedian, actor, and a martial artist. Why do I keep repeating myself? They're all martial artists. Anyway, next, Jason Scott Lee, and he's known for playing as Bruce Lee in the Bruce Lee story, Dragon, the Bruce Lee story, and also Time Cop 2, the Berlin Decision. And he's yeah. Okay, moving on. Next is Kelly Hu, and she also played alongside Sammo Hung in Martial Law, and yeah, she's another badass female, so definitely. Next is Jim Kelly, and he played alongside Bruce Lee in what's it, Enter the Dragon, and you know, he was the first good guy to be killed off. Why must the black guy always die first, huh? Yeah, so you know, the afro, just put him in there blankly because of the afro. Just have him in there because of that sick afro. Nah, that's just one reason why to have him in there. Next is Collin Chou, and you may know him from The Matrix Reloaded and The Matrix Revolution, and he also starred alongside Donnie Yen in Flashpoint. Again, another good choice. And speaking of Donnie Yen should also be in there. You know, he made a great impact as Yip Man in the movies, and yeah, it just makes sense. And have this render for the game, you know. Next is Chow Yun Fat, and you know, yep, Steven Seagal. He parries a lot in most of his movies. I'm guessing he will be a parry thing character, and boom. Lastly, it's yeah, I'm sure you guys probably weren't expecting this, but I put Dwayne The Rock Johnson in there. You know, he's a pro wrestler, man. You guys know you want The Rock in there, man. The Rock is, you know, it's The Rock. How can you not? You guys know you would want The Rock in there. So that sums it up. Anyone that said they don't want The Rock in there are liars. Anyway, yeah, what do you guys think about my list? Do you guys agree? Do you disagree? You know, leave it in the comment, guys. Who would you add? Who would you take away from your list? Do you think this game would sell? You know, guys, thanks for watching, and take care.